Hey guys, it's Miss Black with another art tutorial. Today we are going to be making some really awesome art that has to do with the upcoming season, which is winter. We're actually going to be taking a close look into snowflakes, or the patterns that you see within snowflakes. So you should have watched a video. I posted a couple videos about why snowflakes form and how they form and what they look like when they form. So we're going to actually just create our own today. But before we do that, I wanted to show you examples of snowflakes from my awesome Hello Nature book here. So back here, it's got all this really cool information about snowflakes. And this is a guide to snowflakes. So these are what a lot of them are called. They don't all look like the classic dendrite that we see all over to celebrate the season. They have many different forms when they fall to the ground, and they all look very different, like we know. So we've got these different prisms, we've got this branched star looking one, and this is going to be one that we do a little bit more of today. We've got lots of different types of dendrites. There's like this really cool column one. So it looks really different from what you would recognize as a snowflake. Lots of different ones. Okay. So we're actually going to create our own, but I did want to talk to you guys about facts about snowflakes. So no two snowflakes are exactly the same. That is truth. Some look very similar, but they're not exactly the same. An average snowflake is made up of 180 billion molecules of water. Snowflakes are formed of ice crystals. And snow is a mineral like salt or diamonds. It looks really pretty. So these are some ideas you can kind of draw from for your projects. There's lots of really cool lines and patterns that you might get ideas from this book. So I'll leave this here, and if you want to refer back to it, then you can do that. You can rewind the video if you need to. I'll just hold this up like this. So hopefully you're getting some ideas, and you can pause it right here if you need to get more ideas. But we're going to go ahead and start our project. So what you're going to need is a white crayon, because snowflakes appear to be white, even though technically they are kind of see-through or clear. We're going to use a white crayon because they look white just like snow looks white, and you're going to need a colored square piece of paper here, and that should all be available to you from the substitute. So here we go. So the first thing we're going to need to do is fold this paper 4 times. And I know that most, or all I should say, snowflakes have 6 little arms or branches, but we're just going to make one that's 8 because our paper is square. So what we're going to do first is we're going to fold this up to here, match this up like this. Okay, we're going to open it back up, and then we're going to turn it around and do the same thing, because these are going to help us. These are going to be our guidelines into making a really cool looking snowflake. We're also going to match this point, this point right here, up to this point. I'm going to make sure it's matched. So you hold it with one hand, fold it with the other, open it back up and do it one more time to the other corners. Hold it with one hand, fold it with the other. Okay, and here we are. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines, and this is going to help us keep our snowflake looking even. So what we're going to do now is we're going to design our own snowflake. What I would suggest to do is start on one of these lines and design some form of pattern using shapes, lines, anything that you want to use on this line. But what you need to remember is your snowflake is called symmetrical, and symmetrical means that when you fold it in half, it makes the same shape. Except this snowflakes are actually, they have what's called radial symmetry, so you can fold it in many different ways and it still makes the same shape. So whatever you create on this line, you have to copy on all of the lines, because that's what symmetry is. You want it to look exactly, or as close as you can, to make it look the same. So I'm going to start with here, and I'm going to think about shapes, and I don't want you guys to do exactly what I'm doing, but I'm going to think about shapes. We've got triangles, we've got squares, we've got rectangles, we've got circles, we've got hexagons, which is a 6-sided shape. So I'm going to start with just maybe like a triangle. And then maybe I'll draw a big long rectangle. And then maybe I want to draw another rectangle going the other way. And then maybe I want to draw a big long triangle like this. So maybe that's what I want my snowflake to look like at first. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this on all of my lines. So there's one there, triangle, and it's not going to look exactly the same, and that's okay. Triangle, and it's all the same on these lines, or as close as we can make it. Okay, so I've started there. Now I got to move to my big long rectangle, and I want to try and make it the same length. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Rectangle. Okay, and I hope you guys aren't just copying me. I want you to choose your own shapes. This is just my example. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so this is so close together, but I'm going to go ahead and just make it touch. This would be the next thing. And the cool thing about white crayon is it shows up on this colored paper. And I'm just making them all of these lines look the same. Okay, so the next thing I do is the triangle. So I'm going to do that. Trying to make it the same height as the others. And this is so much fun, so if you finish one of these early, you're welcome to grab another paper and create another one. Okay, so there's my snowflake. I'm also going to want to color in my shapes, because that's what's going to make it look really pretty and really a whole lot like a snowflake. Maybe I even want to put a little circle right there so that they all look like they're connected. I'll color that in. Okay, so if you finish early, you can go ahead and make another one, or what you could do is you could turn your paper over and you can draw lots of other little snowflakes. So maybe right here, I'm going to make this snowflake just lines. Or maybe right here, I'm just going to make this snowflake into a different type of snowflake like we looked at in the book. Maybe this one is just like a cone one, or a column as they called it. So lots of different snowflakes. And I can just make a whole bunch of different ones as if it's snowing. Okay, so I would completely fill this other side with a whole lot of different snowflakes. Maybe another one here. Lots of different snowflakes. Maybe even I want to add some branches onto this one. Okay, so that's what you can do. You can either draw lots of different snowflakes on the back, or you can go ahead and grab another piece of paper and draw another one. But for it to be finished, you need to have something, shapes all the way from the middle all the way to the edges. So you can't make these teeny tiny ones. You got to try and use the entire paper. So this one isn't finished yet because I haven't colored it in with my white crayon, and maybe I even want to add more shapes to make this look even more intricate, more complex. It's really fun to do this, and it's really festive for the season, because that's the season we're almost in, or maybe we're already in this season. Maybe it's already snowing outside. So there's my snowflake, but maybe I want to add, you know, some more triangles or some other things. So you just got to make sure that you copy it and continue it on each different branch or arm, as they're called. Okay, so have fun. I can't wait to see these when I come back, and have an awesome winter break. I'll see you guys later. Bye.